Coffee, rich, aromatic, and invigorating, is one of the most beloved beverages in the world today. But this wasn't always the case. Throughout history, coffee has faced fierce opposition from governments, religious authorities, and even kings who sought to ban it, seeing it as a threat to social order, health, or tradition. Despite these efforts, coffee has endured and thrived, becoming a symbol of resistance and connection. Join us as we explore 5 of the most outrageous attempts to ban coffee and why they failed. Our story begins in Mecca in 1511, a bustling center of trade and pilgrimage. Coffee had become wildly popular, with coffeehouses or kave-khana buzzing with activity as people gathered to drink, converse, and debate. The governor of Mecca, Khair Beg, viewed these gatherings with suspicion. He believed coffeehouses encouraged political dissent and immorality, posing a threat to the ruling authorities. Seeking to eliminate this perceived danger, Khair Beg convened a council of Islamic jurists, who declared coffee to be haram or forbidden. Coffeehouses were shut down and drinkers were persecuted. But Khair Beg's crusade against coffee didn't last. The Sultan of Cairo, a devoted coffee drinker, was outraged by the ban and ordered it lifted. Khair Beg was not only forced to reinstate coffee but was eventually dismissed from his position altogether. Fast forward to the 17th century, where coffee faced another dramatic prohibition under Sultan Murad IV of the Ottoman Empire. Known for his authoritarian rule, Murad IV banned coffee, tobacco, and alcohol, viewing them as immoral and disruptive to society. Murad feared that coffeehouses, much like in Mecca, had become hubs for political dissent. His solution? Extreme enforcement. Anyone caught drinking coffee was executed on the spot. Soldiers patrolled the streets of Constantinople, searching for violators, while coffeehouses went underground, operating in secret. Despite Murad's harsh measures, coffee drinking persisted. After his death in 1640, the ban was lifted, and coffeehouses flourished again. This episode underscored coffee's resilience, even under the most draconian of regimes. When coffee arrived in Europe in the early 17th century, it encountered suspicion and resistance, especially from the Catholic Church. Some clergy saw coffee as a Muslim drink, labeling it the devil's drink, meant to lead Christians astray. The controversy reached its peak when Pope Clement VIII was asked to weigh in on coffee's morality. The Pope, curious, requested a cup of coffee to taste for himself. Legend has it that after taking a sip, Clement VIII declared, "This devil's drink is so delicious it would be a pity to let the infidels have it all to themselves." With this endorsement, coffee gained acceptance in Catholic Europe. By the late 17th century, coffeehouses became social hubs in cities like Venice, Paris, and London, transforming from a symbol of suspicion into a centerpiece of European culture. One of the most unusual attempts to ban coffee came in 18th century Sweden under King Gustav III. The king believed coffee was harmful to health and sought to discourage its consumption. In a bid to prove his theory, Gustav devised an experiment involving 2 identical twins sentenced to death. Their sentences were commuted on the condition that one twin would drink coffee daily, while the other drank tea. Ironically, the coffee-drinking twin outlived both the tea-drinking twin and Gustav III himself, proving nothing except coffee's staying power. The king also imposed heavy taxes on coffee and related equipment, but Swedes continued to drink coffee despite the restrictions. Today, Sweden ranks among the world's top coffee-consuming nations, a testament to coffee's enduring appeal. In late 18th century Prussia, coffee faced a different kind of opposition. King Frederick the Great, a staunch advocate of beer, saw coffee's rising popularity as a threat to the brewing industry and national culture. Frederick launched a campaign promoting beer as the superior beverage, proclaiming, "His Majesty was brought up on beer, and so were his ancestors." He restricted coffee roasting to licensed establishments, but his efforts were largely ignored. Prussians embraced coffee despite the king's protests, and Frederick's campaign ultimately failed. Today, Germany celebrates both coffee and beer as integral parts of its culture. What makes coffee so resilient in the face of such opposition? The answer lies in its cultural significance, economic value, and universal appeal. Coffee is more than just a beverage, it's a ritual, a social connector, and an energy booster. Attempts to ban it threatened deeply ingrained practices, sparking resistance from people across social and cultural divides. Moreover, coffee's role as a lucrative commodity made it nearly impossible to suppress. Governments and traders alike saw its value, ensuring its survival even in the face of bans. From Mecca to Prussia, the history of coffee prohibition reveals the enduring power of this simple drink to unite, energize, and inspire. So the next time you sip your morning brew, remember, it's not just coffee, it's a symbol of resilience and connection. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Griot Chronicles for more fascinating tales from the past.